He was just must have been just playing fullback then at that point.
Which, if he could block, it's not a bad role for him.
Dude, he used to just light bitches up, man. He was crazy.
He can catch the ball too.
Yeah.
If I remember.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. I remember him like high hurdling somebody and nailing someone in midair at the same time. Oh, dude. Yeah, this dude was. I have to find a. Damn. Anyway, but.
So this is interrupting my listening to your latest episode. I was just getting to the interview.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
man,
one?
so you already listened for like an hour.
SMQ?
Yeah, SMQ.
Yep. A couple of things in that intro would have triggered me, though.
What do you mean?
That definitely would have triggered me.
What happened?
You hate chiropractors, too?
Oh, chiropractors? Oh, no,
Oh,
I don't have
Yeah.
anything against them. I just was listening to Joe Rogan.
I couldn't listen to that episode. He just was going off. And yeah, there are some things that chiropractors are suspect, but my God, the hatred he has.
Yeah,
For
he does.
chiropractors?
I think
Yeah,
that could have been my only opinion because, I mean, dude, I don't know. The only thing, yeah, chiropractors are good, but it's one of those things where I feel once you go, you have to keep going and keep going and keep going. Like, it's not like they could actually fix anything. It's no different than, like, a massage almost, in my opinion, but what do I know?
Yeah, but massages don't usually cripple you when they're done wrong.
Hey, Adam.
Oh, that's true. What's up, Adam?
Hey, guys.
I will definitely agree with you there. That's the scary part with chiropractors. You got to find a good one.
Dude, I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse off and on for 27 years. And I literally cannot tell you the number of patients that I have taken care of.
They're fucked up.
The last thing they did was visit a chiropractor.
Wow.
What do you think about like those inversion table
I can't
things?
argue against that.
Inversion tables?
Yeah, like the ones where you just like kind of stretch out yourself like upside down.
When used with a properly trained physical therapist, can be beneficial.
Yeah.
When used on your own, probably not smart.
Get stuck upside down, pass out.
Well, people don't really, I think, have an actual concept of how genuinely fragile their entire spinal column is, and how things that seem like they wouldn't hurt us can actually damage us beyond repair. So, you know, with certain types of exercise equipment that people use in the home and whatnot, there's some of them I would not recommend for a home user just because they present a genuine physical threat to their well-being.
Like lifting a refrigerator up 2 flights of stairs like I did this morning.
Don't do that. You did that, James?
Yeah,
Wow,
I do stuff like that all the time.
Dude, I carry fridges upstairs all day.
Not by myself. Fuck that. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're not doing it on your own, I think you're probably safe.
It's a bitch, man. Yeah.
You know, good body mechanics.
I just started live streaming on YouTube. I mean, I don't have any subscribers. I have 0 subscribers, like 12 subscribers, so we're not gonna have any viewers. I just figured
I'm one of them, but I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah, exactly. All my subscribers are the people that would be in the Hangout, so it doesn't matter.
Yay.
What do you mean we're narcissistic? How dare you? No. I don't have time. I don't have the energy to be narcissistic. It takes too much energy to be a narcissist. I don't have time for it.
You guys are going live. I'm out of here.
Later.
Too good for this shit. Oh yeah.
So Corey Feldman got arrested today
for pot.
Yeah, overseas.
Oh,
sure.
Oh, where overseas?
Yeah, he's gonna disappear now because he was gonna whistleblow. That's my guess.
He needed to make one of them. If I die of suicide, it's not because I did it.
Yeah, pretty much. He died in some overseas prison. That's gonna be the next headline.
Yeah.
We're not gonna let that.
Where overseas?
Corey Feldman was the one with him and Corey Haim. They did all those movies together, Lost Boys, Stand By Me, you know, all that shit.
License to Drive.
He was a victim of Hollywood pedophilia and all that nonsense.
So he's in Goonies, dude. He was in Goonies.
Yeah, he was in Goonies too. Yeah, there you go. Corey and Corey, man. That's why Corey Haim is dead.
The Coreys.
So they busted him for pot. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they had a RV or something. They pulled it over and they got for speeding, and then they got busted probably for having X amount of weed on them, I guess.
What country were they in?
I don't know. I didn't know it was out of overseas.
I could have swore it was. Maybe it isn't. I could have misread and be completely misleading everybody.
I did see at the bottom of that article that he was singing and he knocked one of his teeth out with the microphone, and then to finish the show he super glued it back in.
Dude, that's dedication.
That's balls
That's
up.
pretty
Yeah.
I'll give him some credit for that.
No doubt.
That's Oxycontin backstage in the first aid kit. What are you talking about?
That's right.
Yeah,
It was just it looked like a tooth, but it was lickable Oxycontin.
Yeah, he was just sucking narcotics the rest of the show. It's
he was fucked up. Yeah.
We're the public, so we get to be all judgmental and bitchy about anything they do because they're famous people. Somehow their fame is removed all right to human dignity.
Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like when Britney Spears had her meltdown, and it was such a big deal in the media. And all I could think to myself was, if this was any other chick living in anywhere in the country, no one would give a fuck about this.
Just a psyop.
Yeah, like no one would care. Crazy white chicks shave their head all the time. Who gives a shit? What the hell?
Okay, no, it was in Louisiana. My mistake.
Oh, sexy girlfriend.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, dude?
You guys talking about
Hey,
Britney
Kill.
Britney Spears? Britney Spears came up.
We're just talking about crazy white
You got some
chicks.
inside info on
Briefly.
Britney Spears?
No, I heard someone shaving their head. I just went straight to the lovely Spears.
See, that totally proves my point, you guys.
There you go.
All he heard was white chick shaving her head, Britney Spears.
Yep.
Case.
That's fantastic.
Case closed. Man.
The prosecution rests, Your Honor. The prosecution would also like to rest on that woman over there in the blue dress. I think we'll get along fine. Does somebody have a Cuban? Sorry. My terrible, terrible Clinton impression.
It's all right. He needs to come out every now and then. Never forget.
Never forget the trauma of a blue dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a distraction.
From what?
From the other girl.
Yeah, who knows? I'm sure there was something going
From what
on.
he did in Serbia?
Yeah. That could have been it.
Waco, is that what it's called? Yeah. I think it
Oh,
is
Waco was in Texas, wasn't it? Where they fucking just.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Waco? Yeah.
What happened in Serbia, dude? He did this nerve gas bomb on Serbia.
Libya, right? Yeah.
Was it
You
Serbia?
say-
Or was it in the or was it in one of those like Eastern European countries? Like
Google, god damn it.
it was a Russia thing,
Serbia?
wasn't it? I don't know.
Clinton bombs.
I'm terrible with
Serbia.
remembering things that I probably should remember. Where's Jerry at? I feel like he would have these
Oh,
facts down.
Jesus.
He'd just be able to tell us. He's my Wikipedia.
I got that tattooed on my arm.
He definitely bombed Yugoslavia / Serbia, but I forget what the fucking trigger word is. Everyone knows by it. But if the Clintons are behind it, it's some twisted bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't need to really dig too deep on that. Clinton bombs.
We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube because we said the word Clinton too many times and not of good in a
bomb.
good tone. Yeah,
Not in a good way.
not in a
No,
good
apparently-
Now you gotta say something good.
Apparently,
No.
the nerve gas they used was so strong that people would
Just
break
no.
their own backs.
way. We can't
By
say
the-
anything.
Oh, like seizures?
Yeah,
the
they'd
Geneva
see-
Convention.
Mind you, snap, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm pretty sure there are some governments that think the Geneva Convention is some kind of fucked up licorice.
Maybe. Sounds like a good licorice.
What do you guys think of like the whole soldiers wear like certain insignias for certain demonic entities, and when they die with their insignias on, like they get all this power or energy?
American soldiers or like
All soldiers, and like the
In the war-
Geneva Convention
yeah.
is supposed to be like a corporealization of the will of these demiurges
Oh shit.
to enforce the laws as they ought to be to maximize their yield from the human suffering and war.
Wow.
Mm.
Because I mean, if nuclear war was a thing, like it'd be over pretty quick. I mean, suffering would be minimal for a lot of people.
Right.
So I'm just about to pass by something that says Clinton Corners, by the way. Weird synchronicity.
Synchro.
Clinton arms would be better.
Dude, it's possible. Like there's some sort of like sigil magic in them or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
What if Clinton is the actual Tony Stark and he is Iron Man in reality, and we don't hear
That'd
about
make
that
me
shit?
so happy. If there's a real life Tony Stark somewhere or an Iron Man. We do need more
And he's kind of
superheroes in the world.
He's kind of like a playboy, you know, in the media's eye. Getting old now.
You know, I know it's fun to romanticize living in a world with superpowered beings, but if you're not one of the superpowered beings, you're just kind of a statistic waiting to fucking happen with terrible property damage.
You're just a casualty, man.
Yeah. Or you're going to be like that one normal person that actually becomes a supervillain because of some fucked up shit the heroes did.
Adam, we gotta write a story where a feather changes the pivotal moment of fate, okay? And then we'll make everyone believe in themselves as some microcosmic hero. No one will ever be left out of the question again.
Ooh, I already have ideas.
Boom.
See,
Written.
playing D&D is good for you.
It is. It's the best.
How's
Oh,
that going?
man.
Who's still alive?
Oh, dude. Honestly, we've had more like mock sessions than the actual campaign, but it's going awesome.
Well, because we're
Alright.
playing the actual game on Mondays, so this last week we've done character roll-up and we've had a bunch of just mock practice combat and stuff.
Mhm. Dude,
Okay.
that was fun last night. I haven't stayed up that late in a while playing
What time did
D&D.
you guys actually start? I mean, shit.
8 o'clock. Me and
It was not 8 o'clock, dude.
it was me and you. Me and you were the first ones in, Kill. I think it was just a little bit after 8. Or my time. It would have been a little after 9 your time because you're East Coast, right?
Oh, that's the chat. I'm talking about the dungeon, bro, not the chat.
Oh, the dungeon? Was it 10? 11 maybe?
I think so, maybe.
I don't
Man,
know.
We kind of got a
Whatever.
little carried away.
Yeah, I did that. I
Why
was
is that?
drinking. I'm sorry.
Dragon poo.
Just getting off the
Dude.
deep end.
Oh,
It was goblin poo.
Goblin poo.
Dude,
goblin
I want
poo.
to run up and put goblin poo
They were
in the dragon.
pot-bellied goblins. Literal vampire pot-bellied goblins.
Yes.
With evidently also with incredibly aerodynamic poo.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like poo of smiting.
They were throwing poop.
They were throwing poo.
there was poo
They
getting
threw
thrown.
poo.
Because it was
There was
against a
poo
huge
throwing.
ass dragon.
They shit themselves
It
because
was
the
a
dragon.
god. Yeah.
You took the
Yeah.
dragon down with poo?
No, not at all.
No, I was gonna be all ballsy and go run up to the dragon and try to blind him with poo, but I only hit him in the shin because it's a fucking dragon and he's huge.
And you're a halfling.
And I'm a little tiny guy.
Yeah,
It
dude,
swings
that
a
was-
big stick.
That was pretty rough. Because it was all nice. Like Nomad was running the campaign for a little bit. He was just setting up like a little goblin battle for us.
Yeah.
Then Nomad's phone dies. And
Died,
Adam steps
yeah.
in and he's like,
Adam comes in
and now a
flips
huge
it.
dragon shows up. And we're just like, oh shit.
Well, I just figured, out
You're
of the
right,
frying
too.
pan into the fire. Let's rip the Band-Aid right off.
Like,
Yeah,
how do
it's
you
pretty
defeat a dragon with our skills? Like
Dude,
that are like
Nomad,
level?
Nomad came in though, and he was able to negotiate with it. We're just throwing
You
shit
make
at it, and I'm
make
running
friends
away.
or run away.
Yes.
Make friends or run away. Okay.
That's all you can do
Yeah.
with a dragon.
Can
Yeah,
I
don't
help?
be like the dwarf.
And
The dwarf went one step further than you in the poo flinging.
yeah,
It was like literally dancing around, yodeling and screaming and flinging crap in every direction. It was fantastic.
and then
Yeah, it went pretty well.
he tried to get him to chase him towards Grim at the bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Who is the dwarf character?
Adam Loyal.
Adam Loyal. Yeah.
Hi, Suzanne. How you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you guys?
We're good.
Wonderful.
Doing good.
Just flinging imaginary poo at dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
know.
happens.
Oh, awesome.
Young flinging.
Flinging dragons.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Who flinging dragons?
I speak Draconic. You guys should have woke me up, man.
Dude, yeah, you were out. Cause I was like, we'd hear you every now and then, like your talk would light up, but nothing would really come. Like you were rolling around. I'm like, I think he's sleeping. It's like I should kick him out of
Yeah,
here before
he's
something bad happens.
Yeah.
Just passed out. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to check on a small goblin incursion and discover a freaking army.
So
It was a small army, though.
I just really want to know.
Where's that for your D&D thing?
Yeah, we were playing this. Night.
Oh,
What do you think's in the JFK papers?
Watch Suzanne get.
When isn't that supposed to be on the 26th?
The 26th.
Not gonna happen. I can't see it happening.
You don't think it's gonna happen, Mike?
Nope. And if it does
I
happen,
hope it
there's gonna be
happens.
nothing in there.
Yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
allowed to like redact it, right? Because it's been so many years. Well, I'm sure they can. They're not allowed. Like they actually have to follow that shit.
Yeah, like they listen.
Exactly. I don't know.
That's why it's been so long. They never let anything out. Why is this gonna now be any different?
Who knows?
And I love the
This
optimism.
could be.
I would,
Well, because Trump is going to monetize the release of the papers in order to stabilize our economy because he's so fucking brilliant and shit. Sorry.
It's possible.
it's actually gonna go against people. They're just
There would
gonna
be
kill
some.
them.
Dude, he's playing 12D chess right now. He's
Yeah.
so many moves ahead. Who knows? He could be for all I
President
know.
Trump is multi-dimensional.
It's
Orange.
possible, dude. Well, we already know he's a time traveler. I mean, that's just already
Oh yeah, that's
indisputable
established.
fact. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't argue
yeah.
that. So who knows
Maybe
what
he
other
is
powers
Jack.
he has?
Maybe there's a chance. That's the
Someone
only way I give
told-
him a shot.
Someone told me that like Trump was a symbol of like the ninth trumpet of something esoteric. Has anyone heard anything like that?
I think,
From like
I
the
think I
book
heard that on
Revelations
THC.
or whatever it is.
Revelations?
I don't know.
The seven
Well, yeah,
trumpets
because that was the whole
that
thing when the
symbolize
trumpets blare or something, and then Trump and Pence is trumpets. Like people were kind of playing like that.
Get it?
Oh wow, that seems really like prophetic in the same way that mediums in a crowd will ask people what their name starts with. You get my meaning?
Oh,
That's
like
a bit of a stretch. Trump, Pence, trumpet. That's way.
they're trying.
That's like people connecting dots, hardcore.
Dude, that's the life we live, just connecting dots.
Yeah, I know, but it's different when you're connecting dots that are actually connected. If you're just whipping out a magic purple crayon to put shit together, you're probably just crazy. Okay, I'm just saying, all right?
Gematria is closer to doing that than the trumpets, if you ask me.
The gematria.
What is the
dude,
gematria for that?
is the numbers every fucking where, dude.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Gematria is closer to.
It's all math.
It
All
is.
creation is math.
It is. Math is the language of the universe.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that and
no,
music, but that's math too. So
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the diff?
But it's
Or
so
is math
vague.
music? What came first, math or music?
Good question.
The same thing as the chicken or the egg.
It
They
is. It's
neither
a chicken
came-
egg.
They were both conceptualized simultaneously in the idea that was infinity, thought up by the guy you call God. Right?
Does it have to be a guy? I would prefer to worship a sentient platypus
There you
You
go.
say
with a great
guys-
personality.
Just cracking
How about an
jokes.
armadillo?
Armadillo would be cool. Would be
A
nice.
Tasmanian devil.
Like it.
Oh my god.
What about a platypus? They're just like they shouldn't even exist.
That's what I said. It's a platypus. It's so wrong. It's like you should worship it.
Or sloth.
It's a carpet fiber.
You know, Donald Trump kind of looks like a sloth.
A little sloth look.
Ah.
Man,
You know, they have someone with the red hair.
you could basically put that hair on any creature and it would look like Donald Trump. That's
Okay,
how he's
look,
branded
I have a legitimately serious question about Donald Trump and his hair. If he is one of the wealthiest guys on the planet, how come he can't afford a better toupee than Bill Shatner?
God, no kidding.
Okay.
Well, it's supposedly his real hair.
Really?
Why not?
Dude,
Allegedly.
hair club for men, you can afford it.
No kidding.
Totally is
Transplant.
real hair.
I
It
bet
might
you
be
if you guys have heard about it, and nobody has the balls to actually tell him to his face.
I'd say it.
A lot of people have told him.
Yeah, he's probably surrounded by
Bad as
sycophants.
hair.
He just doesn't.
Nothing but
doesn't care, though.
sycophants.
Adversary is just trying
No.
to criticize him. He's all like self.
It's fake news.
Like, you're beautiful, Donald. Don't listen to him. Don't let him get you.
You're
Everyone
beautiful.
tells him you're beautiful.
Yeah, he just, you know, he'll just tweet back, "Well, you're a fat ass."
That Carl.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah,
heard
that was
Carl.
Carl.
I mean, that's pretty American if you ask me.
Yeah, dude.
They're gonna
Yeah.
do that for
It's
those
art
2
of the
days.
deal.
It is.
That's right, art of the deal. Who was it that read that? Was that you, Grim?
What happened?
Somebody read that book.
Oh, I didn't read that
Who was
book.
it that read that
Mike,
book?
did you read that book? That seems like something Mike would read.
What book?
Art of the Deal. Donald Trump's book.
No, I have not. I have not read Art of the Deal.
Is it on your list?
No,
Okay, I'm sorry. I take
Somebody
it all
I
back.
talked to read it.
it might be right now. After this conversation.
Yeah, you should. Right after you're done
Maybe
with
we should all read it.
What Happened by Hillary Clinton. Right, right after you
That's a
finish that. I know you got a free copy of that with your SJW card.
Is that actually a book? She wrote a book?
Dude, Hillary Clinton wrote a book about why
I
she
don't know.
lost
You
the
didn't
election.
know about that?
Yeah.
Did she really?
Yes, she did. You need to buy
Oh,
it.
that's
Oh, that makes me think of one of those elaborate excuses you get from your children when they hit puberty about why they did what they did wrong.
I don't know.
I guarantee you she didn't come even close to writing it her damn self.
Oh,
I was
no
just gonna
way.
say that.
No way.
Hey, no way.
Dude, she's been on the tours for like the past month. Just she's putting it out there.
You know,
it's-
based
I
on
can't believe she wrote
based
that.
on
Well, I
President.
can't believe, but sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I'm taking
just-
over this book. I didn't realize this was a book.
We need to give Mike this book.
Yeah,
I'm
dude, I
pretty
think
sure
you
it's
need the
called-
book in order to be okay again.
Yeah, it's called What Happened.
And once you make your first million from the Art of the Deal,
I was going to say, look, can we really tell? I mean, President Trump is so incredibly famous for his brilliant and eloquent tweets.
Mhm.
I imagine that reading Art of the Deal is like lying in a feather bed being caressed by the words of Shakespeare.
Dude, he has the best words. Are you
With
kidding me?
baby
I know, right? It's got to be incredible.
He has the best words. There's nobody better.
And they're real words. And when
Yeah,
they're
they are.
not real words, we make up alternative words
Yeah,
because
we
they're
have to
still
rewrite
words.
the dictionary every year because of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Just creating wonderful words. Oh, I love the time we live in right now. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we got the
I have to
president
tell
we
you,
deserve.
if I was still doing stand-up comedy, Trump is like a smorgasbord of crazy to
Oh,
choose
yeah.
from.
Dude, no, I guarantee it's endless. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of stand-ups are probably just because it's such low-hanging fruit, you know?
I was gonna say though, it is like
Yeah.
the easiest target.
Yes.
Like maybe that's what you open your act with because you're just warming everything up, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Yeah, quick.
No, Carl, you've been sitting on me for 2 days.
I haven't moved in 2 days because there's a cat on me.
Oh my god, I know. Whoa, what's that?
Mike's in a transformer
no,
right
you
now, I
gotta
think.
end with Trump.
Robots in
What's that?
disguise.
Was your car beeping, Mike? Was that your GPS?
No, it beeps whenever I cross over a line without a blinker on.
Oh, your car yells at you?
Dang.
Man.
Your car does that?
Pretty soon you'll just get home and your car will print out a ticket.
Yeah, that's exactly
Right.
Yeah.
I can't believe that doesn't exist yet.
Successively made it.
We gotta be careful, so Mike doesn't get Michael
had,
Hastings while he's driving. We gotta be careful what we
Yeah.
talk about.
I have Progressive insurance, and they used to have this thing you plug like underneath your dash, like kind of by your left foot. There's an ECU, like it's like a you can
Yeah,
like
it's where they plug in the Scantron
Yeah.
tools and shit.
well,
And then
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had this thing you would plug into that, and they weren't tracking you; they were tracking your data.
your speed.
Yeah, so like you'd fucking
If you
get
went
off a
too
highway or
fast.
something, dude. Yeah, and you hit the brakes, and then
Uh-huh.
you were just hoping you didn't get like triple beep or something like that. Yeah, you were like, fuck.
Your
Wow.
insurance company did that?
Yeah, you could get a discounted rate. You know,
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
When we lived in Southern California, the company that he worked for, we had both previously worked for that company, but here in Northern California. Anyway, they have their cars all equipped with, like, if you went over the speed limit, your boss would get an email.
Oh,
Wow.
I know, right?
That's
I worked.
crazy.
It's like, yeah. So,
that's next.
and that's in the company car. Like, you know,
That's
you could get a car.
dangerous.
Yeah, it's
You have
ridiculous.
to go over the speed limit every once in a
Especially
while.
with the way people
Avoid-
drive in LA.
Yeah.
They drive like maniacs. In South Orange
Don't go
County,
too far,
before
which
you hit, they're going way too far. It's ridiculous.
Let's just let people use their common sense at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well,
Well, actually, there's a lot of people without any common sense. I found that out recently.
They
So,
shouldn't be driving then. They should never have gotten their license, if that's the case.
exactly. I wound up in the middle of a sideshow
a sideshow?
where
What does that mean?
all those kids are standing around and there's guys in cars doing donuts and they're all filming them, and I was trying to go through. I didn't know, I couldn't see. This happened Friday night. I couldn't see because they had cars with their headlights. They didn't block off both sides of the street, and I was just trying to go through to the other side. All these kids had their cars there. They started hitting my car. They broke out my window. You should see all the damage.
Jesus
It
Christ.
was insane. They tried to pry my driver's door open.
whoa.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It was insane. I hit two cars. I had to back out. Like when those guys weren't speeding down the street, I had to like watch to see. This one kid goes, "Get out of here." A girl took my purse out of my car, and he grabbed it and put it back in. And he goes, "You need to get out of here now. Roll up your windows. Get out of here now." And I was like, "Oh my God, I just wanted to go through." And they had blocked the whole street off with all of their cars. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. A guy threw a big old dirt clod through my back window.
Wow.
And like was chasing after me. There was like literally 25 plus people chasing me as I'm backing up. And I can't see because of the lights and everything. And it was, I haven't been able to talk about it for like 2 days or, since then. I barely just started talking about it. It was horrid.
I would lock myself in my house and not come out for a week. I'll be honest.
Oh my gosh. And they were chasing me back to town because it was over by the campus and I was going to get on the freeway, but I couldn't because they were racing on that street. So then I was going to go straight and then just loop around, but they had that blocked off. And the street's so little, there's no way I could have turned around. There was like 200 people and they were all videotaping, and it was so insane. And so I got back to town and I screeched around the corner because I wasn't going to drive straight to my house because there was at least one car that was like chasing me. They bent my wheel. They kicked my wheel in. My wheel's bent in. So like I almost ate it so many times. It was going like 80. And it was so hard to control the car. Oh my gosh. So and then luckily there was a cop there. And I just pulled over, and I knew he was going to come over, and he just stood there for a while and called his partner, and then like he was asking me if I was on medication, and like had me follow his pen, and I'm like, dude, I'm not crazy. Have somebody go out there and look. And he's like, what happened to? I didn't even know they had broken out my window. He goes, what happened to your window? And I thought he was talking about the one with the duct tape on it because it fell off the truck. I'm like, oh, it fell off the track. There's just duct tape on it. He's like, it's all broken out. I'm like, I was thinking, what is he talking about? Like, because I was in that flight or fight mode, you know?
The adrenaline going from all that crazy
nonsense. Yeah, and like I wasn't scared. I was pissed, but I knew I couldn't take on like 200 people. I had never even seen anything like that before. I had no idea. So yeah, that was my insane, crazy Friday night.
Oh.
So yeah, now my car's toast again. But oh well. Yeah, I know, Mike. I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna develop what is that thing called? Agoraphobia, when you're afraid to go out of your house.
I think so, yeah, agoraphobia.
That sounds about right.
So like, no.
That's insane.
The cop was really nice. He apologized. He's like, I'm sorry if I was harsh. I didn't know if you had a weapon. I didn't know what I was dealing with. I didn't know if there was a stolen car, you know. And I was just like, I understand. He's like, well, your license is suspended. I said, it is? He goes, but I'm not gonna cite you. Just get it taken care of. And I'm not gonna cite you for speeding. Just get it taken, you know. You were, and he said, you were in that, I go, the fight or flight mode. And he goes, no, there's another thing. I go, reptilian brain. He goes, no.
Reptilian brain.
I know.
Okay, that response is epic. You get 1,000 experience points for no apparent reason. You're not even playing. Just take it.
Reptilian brain.
Epic.
He goes, no, you know, like primal. You were primal or something like that. And I was just like, yeah, it's all the same thing. So
crazy.
Anyway, but I'm happy to be here talking to you guys.
Yeah.
So if you see a bunch of lights and stuff, don't go down the road.
Just drag racing, bunch of hoodlums.
Yeah, I couldn't
I almost
believe
got
they
eaten
were.
by a ghost bear.
What?
I almost got eaten by a ghost bear last night.
Oh yeah, you did.
Ghost bear?
Yeah, there was Mike was encountering haunted bears in a walk in the woods when people told him don't walk down there. It's pretty serious.
For real?
They said there were bears everywhere, so I was trying to pay attention to bears, and then the temperature fell like 10 degrees. So
my only thought was ghost bears. Had to be a ghost bear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ghost bear or spirit Bigfoot?
Or yeah, could be.
Ooh, spirit Bigfoot.
I think
Spirit
Oh,
Bigfoot.
Mike, you're lucky you didn't go into another dimension. They could have pulled you in.
You're lucky
Yeah,
you
it
didn't
could've been
get
interesting,
eaten by a real bear, Mike. Anytime somebody warns of bears, you heed the warning.
I mean, if you just make a lot of noise, the bears will go away, don't they?
Yeah.
No, sometimes they go away running right at you and chewing on you until you're dead.
Well, it wasn't a grizzly bear. I think it was black bears.
I live in Idaho. We have
Yeah,
black
he
and
was.
brown
I was
bears
gonna
here.
say.
They eat people too, man. It's just
Adam
not as
knows more than
common.
me.
Especially like they're probably getting ready for winter to hibernate and stuff, so they're gonna try to fatten up as much as they can.
Exactly. The worst time is to be there when they're coming out of hibernation, though, because then they're like starving.
Super aggressive.
Or when they're mating.
Yeah. So I mean, you just look like something the caterer dropped off. Oh my God! Look what they brought to my kitchen. Let's eat. It's like people who swim in the ocean and get attacked by sharks. I'm like, you know what, man? Stay out of the dude's kitchen.
Yes, that's true. It's very true.
It's like horror movies. Sometimes the people that die are just the ones too stupid to stay alive.
Survival of the fittest.
You got to follow the rules. Don't earn a Darwin Award on your way to the grocery store.
Darwin Awards. Those are great.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's crazy though. Did the temperature just like do an insta change?
That's the weird part. It definitely, I've never felt that before. You know, I walked down a hill, but not that far, and then it dropped literally 10 degrees. And I'm usually not very sensitive to temperature, and I noticed it.
That's
Mm.
crazy.
I started hearing
Wow.
things off in the woods, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm turning back around.
Well, I mean,
Where
we're
were you?
Maybe we're in just maybe a very psychically or spiritually active area.
Could be.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, that's what.
I mean-
Who talks about that? That there's could possibly be like, why do hauntings and poltergeists have to stick mainly in houses? Like, why couldn't there be like poltergeist activity in the forest? You know?
Oh, they don't. There's
There
Where
are,
there's-
depending.
Yeah, but it's like,
yeah, but
I mean,
there's
maybe there's
places
a lot of things
where
that get mistaken for Bigfoot, but it's really
the
just
land
some
is
form of
haunted.
haunting or something. I don't know.
or
wood
not really haunted, but like you feel energy.
Mm-hmm.
There's an energy there.
What about those weird gravity spots where like gravity just doesn't work the same? I've seen YouTube videos on this.
What do you
It's
mean?
almost
There's one here in
where like you could like
think it's
lean
by
extra
Santa
far,
Cruz.
or just things just are all out of whack. I think there's one in Wisconsin.
Oh, isn't there that one place where they actually have built some things where you can take the tour?
Yeah, I
in
think so.
Oregon.
And they show you, yeah, and they
It's in
show
Oregon.
you the reverse gravity thing.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think so.
crazy
Phil
spots
Phil
on the
went
earth.
there.
Mhm.
I wonder how far that is from
Last
me where
year.
I'm at, because I'm like Oregon's my next door neighbor state. So
I'll
That'd
find
be
the
awesome.
thing because it's
Reverse gravity.
It's like things are just kind of wonky. I don't know how to explain
yeah,
it.
I can't remember exactly how they
Yeah.
explained it.
I'm convinced gravity is just magnetism. So
It
that
totally
you can
is.
easily. So
Yeah. And then all these times they are saying like they're detecting gravitational waves, like I don't know. It's just numbers on charts they're looking at. They're not actually detecting anything.
it's a vortex.
I mean,
Bingo,
their
bango.
experiment is definitely picking up something.
Yeah.
I was listening to that earlier in your intro, the LIGO test or whatever it is. I forgot exactly what that stands for. They're definitely picking up something, whether that's gravity or something different. I don't know. Because, I mean, they've proven that gravity works over distances a lot longer than it's supposed to work over. So obviously, they don't really understand gravity. So in these tests, they're picking up something, but who knows what it actually is. That's the way I'm taking it right now.
Yeah. No,
This
I
the
totally agree
Oregon
with that.
vortex roadside attraction, Gold Hill, Oregon.
Roadside
A
attraction.
number of interesting effects which are gravity hill optical illusions, but which the attraction's proprietors propose are the result of paranormal properties of the area.
But they're claiming it's illusions.
Optical illusions.
Sounds like fuckery.
But okay, so prior to any construction of the area, local legend had it that Native Americans in the area referred to the site as a forbidden land, and travelers passing through would often find their horses refusing to go through the area. A gold assay office was built in the area in 1904, which slid from its foundation in the early teens, coming to rest at an odd angle. Odd angles seem to create an illusion of objects seemingly rolling uphill. The same effect can be seen in the Montana vortex and House of Mystery, Pennsylvania's Laurel Caverns, and at Santa Cruz, California's Mystery Spot. Oregon vortex is also famous for height change, as the apparent relative height of two people varies depending on where each stands. Anyway, it's yeah, you can read all about it on Oregon vortex.
Oregon vortex. All right.
Hi, field trip.
Yeah, there you go. How far is that from you?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. It's probably not that far from me.
What is it?
Have you guys ever heard about
Oregon.
the experiment where they levitated like light plastic beads and sound waves?
Yeah,
pretty crazy. Very cool to see.
Is that almost
See,
like
I don't know.
cymatics?
It's a little different because isn't that just where you like trace out the sound wave?
Yeah, in sand they do it. Okay, never mind.
This is like they direct the sound wave up and down between two plates, and then they take these beads and they can get them to rest in the different cruxes of the amplitude, I guess, or the
Basically,
wave itself.
basically, they use sound to achieve levitation,
Yeah.
which is kind of something I've always thought is the way it should be done anyway.
Is that how David Blaine does it? Does he just scream at his feet? He can levitate? Be awesome.
It's got special sneakers.
Yeah, just screaming sneakers.
Is he actually in trouble? Didn't somebody link that in chats the other day?
David Blaine? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whoa, really?
I hope
I
not.
thought he got caught with something because they were saying, didn't somebody send something to Felix saying, you know, is your cousin all right?
Yeah, that's right. Because Felix had everybody going in the chats. No, my cousin's David Blaine. We totally bought it.
Oh my God. Felix the Catfisher. He's not a ranger. We got to give him a new name now.
Felix the Catfisher. What do we got here? What was I looking up? Something that was in my brain. Now it's gone. I was just thinking of. Oh, David Blaine. That's right.
I love it when my mother your dad's trying to call you. Well, it's inconvenient right now. I haven't heard from you guys for over a month.
Oh man, David Blaine has been accused of sexual assault of raping a model in 2004.
Whoa.
So it was something.
It was something, yep. Man. I'm just gonna read the headline because I don't want to go deeper into that.
Probably he actually just donated to charity.
Maybe. It's
What's your read on?
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting clickbaited, that's all I do, but I never click, they just bait me in with a headline.
I'm guilty of it too. I only read headlines. Actually, I don't read anything anymore. I don't pay attention to any news.
That's good. Well, yeah, you obviously don't. You don't even know Hillary has a book out. God.
No idea. Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be a great read, Mike.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited to find out about this.
What happened?
Came out quick too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she
Like
had
it was almost pre-planned.
Yeah, she had a team of writers on that, for sure.
It's such a sore loser. I don't even need to read it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a whole section where she talks about Pepperidge Farm's goldfish crackers by name. There's native ads throughout the whole book too.
Oh man.
Holy shit.
The book of a generation right there.
Yeah, they were probably proofing the final draft just as the election was gearing up.
Exactly. They were ready.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if she had won, there would have been another book that would have come out detailing the incredible victory. They were prepared for either option.
Titled The Stain, by the way.
Yeah.
It's all right. Who's winning the election in 4 years? Put some predictions out
It's
there
gonna
right
be Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey.
All right.
The
I like the
power,
call.
the
I was
power ticket.
I was going to go Kanye and Beyonce. So.
Or
I was gonna go Ellen and
Zuckerberg.
John Cena.
Oh man, that'd be great. Just,
Ooh.
and for some reason they're in the Republican ticket. They just battle each other. They have to Royal Rumble.
Oh my
for the
God.
last one.
Wouldn't that be great if then you could decide all world politic matters by WWE wrestling rules?
And
Like, come
daytime
on,
talk show
presidents,
hosts.
climb in the ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, that
You
should
could like
be-
have an interview off, like special referee Jerry Springer.
God, every election needs to be that from now on. A WWE wrestler and a daytime talk show host ticket.
You know what? You can't have the party's nomination unless you can take those fuckers for a 3 count.
Yeah, exactly. And they have to Royal Rumble. No more debates.
Yeah,
They just gotta
yeah.
wrestle.
It'll be a cage match. Screw the debate. They're just gonna have a presidential cage match.
Oh man, a tables, ladders, chairs match.
They'll sell it on pay-per-view. People will go to bars to watch it on the big TV and drink and eat beer nuts and popcorn.
Dude, we're
It'll be
basically at that.
fantastic.
We're pretty like these last debates. They were almost there. Like just
They were
the
like
hype.
going to a fucking hockey game.
It was. It was. There's people cheering in the crowd. Like, when does that ever happen at a presidential
I have never
debate?
seen so many friendships end
Yes.
over politics. People have been friends for decades.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no. You support her. You support him. Ah. No more
Mhm.
friendship.
Yeah, it's-
Okay.
They just get so dogmatic with their choices. Like, nope, this
It's
is my
so-
decision. Like,
so
they
insane.
love the team. Yeah, love the teams. Everybody just needs to smoke weed and play D&D. That's my mantra.
I'm surprised that there's not a Quidditch match at this point during our presidential election. I personally am rooting for Slytherin this time because Gryffindor has been doing a shit job.
Dude, Trump would be a seeker for sure.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
man.
We're gonna have a president and we'll be a fucking Hufflepuff house.
I'd be happy
It'll be
with that.
fantastic. Me too. I liked Hufflepuff. They were cool.
I think they should put they should put advertisements like on the White House front lawn. Like the White House should get sponsorship, to be honest.
You know, I think the White House, just because of the shape, should really, really push for a cure for breast cancer. What? It's a giant boob.
The White House?
Yes. It looks like a giant boob. The top of it looks like a giant boob.
They're
The
gonna
same way the
make-
Pentagon looks like an anus. So,
Oh,
you know, colon
man.
cancer right there.
Oh, not either of those.
Symbolism.
I watch
That's what the
way too much
Masons-
bad cartoon television.
It's what the Masons wanted when they built it. This will be an anus. This will be a boob.
This will be the anus of the devil. For all war shall issue forth from here. Yeah, that'd be it.
Oh, James Cruz is back. I thought he got sucked into another dimension.
It was called the kitchen.
The kitchen.
There was food there,
Yes.
and it was delicious.
The kitchen dimension. He's back.
Yes. It's a place where they don't have a head cook, but they do have a culinary alchemist. His name is Ed. Don't piss him off. There are far worse things than spitting your eggs.
True.
Oh, what's it?
See, this is your guys' fault. My brain is stuck in geek mode.
It's all right.
I love it. We've had so much fun, though, this week. I got to tell you, though, I miss my old man naps because I've been really tired.
Yeah, I hear that.
Been a lot of D&D cracking out.
Yeah.
That's all right though. It's good. Stimulates the imagination.
Hey, dude, I've created 2 new playable races that hopefully you guys will be able to help me playtest later on down the line in the adventure. So, heck yeah. And we just started last Monday. I have been
know,
a
right?
busy little dungeon master.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
So now is this getting recorded and going to be released as like a?
It's on YouTube, so it'll be on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it'll just be on Groom's YouTube. We're gonna go ahead and stream our screwball game. And it's gonna be
we
really
should.
interesting.
Dude,
I think we should.
We'll probably we'll wait another. Well, no, actually, we're all pretty much ready. Or I'll
Yeah.
just secretly do it and not say it to anybody.
So you know what? And who cares if we sound clumsy? Like, who hasn't been a person coming back to game in a long time, or somebody like James who's brand new, who's never played before?
Yeah.
We should let people hear us be noobish and
Right.
you know rusty with our gaming skills, because that's
Yes.
really part of the fun at this stage.
Mhm.
Part of the charm, absolutely.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Rusty St. Clair. What happened
What were
to
you
Jerry?
gonna? What are we gonna call it?
Oh man.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I kind of liked
brainstorm.
Brainstorm that, yeah.
yeah. We should do that on the D&D channel though.
While we're talking, yeah.
Yeah. think we lost Jerry tonight to WoW.
No, he's not on WoW. I just checked. I think he might have been. I think he might be recording the moon. He mentioned something about that. I think.
Oh,
it's,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Old moon recording.
This road is Donald J. Trump State Park. All right, I'm hitting all the presidents today.
Yeah.
That is kind of fucked up that you drove past a Clinton and a Trump.
Yep, and an FDR too.
Hmm.
Apparently, his hometown is up here.
Wasn't that kind of how many terms did FDR serve? Was it 3?
3.5, I believe.
3.5.
No, that may be made up.
I don't know. I like it. It sounds good.
It's either 3.5 or 2.5. Truman took over midway through.
Well, once Truman took over, that's when like the world changed pretty much.
No, the world changed under Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, World War I? You're going back to that one? Yeah.
I'm going back to the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as soon as he did it, he came out with a statement like, I think I just screwed over the entire planet.
Oops.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he also draw the lines for Israel and stuff?
Wilson? I thought Israel was after World War II.
Yeah, but I think that's when they finally established it. I'm pretty sure they went in and just drew a bunch of lines up in the Middle East. Hold on. Or maybe I'm totally misremembering.
I don't know. But yeah, we've been in a constant state of war ever since the Federal Reserve came into existence.
Do you think Hitler was a patsy for the U.S.?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't know. To make that claim. I don't have enough evidence.
You know, just something to completely destabilize Europe?
I mean, the narrative makes sense, but that's such a strong claim to make. I can't say one way or the other ultimately.
Right. I don't know.
Without I'd have to do months and months and months of research to make that because I mean that you're.
I mean, he is the devil,
maybe,
basically. I mean,
well, maybe not so much a patsy, but definitely a convenience.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Because I think his existence and the things that he did during the war and the direction everything was headed, I think by the time we got to the end of all of that, you take a look at what we did with Project Paperclip and everything else. I think I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, not at all, but I think definitely politically, economically, and the PR involved, I think it was important for him to be used as the most convenient patsy, and not just for our government, but for all the governments at that time involved in the war effort. So yeah, I think he definitely got some things probably connected to him that he might not necessarily have been involved in because it was convenient to do so.
Yeah, I can't argue against that.
Still, like evil incarnate, but
Yes.
And really, when you look at some of the stuff that we did afterward, some of the projects that started, some of the scientists that we brought over here, it actually kind of makes a great deal more sense to hang certain kind of things or put certain things at Hitler's feet to mitigate the culpability of Allied governments in other things that we know about now but didn't know about then.
Like what do you mean?
Oh, don't make me look at real research now.
Okay, I got some. I have some real research right here.
Okay, cool.
So in 1917, this Zionist, he's a statesperson, whatever. He made a deal with the British government to let them have a home in Palestine as payment for their help that they supported them in World War I. So then in 1922, Palestine became British rule. League of Nations signed that. And then it took until after World War II for it to actually become known. Like they actually got it and got in there and everything. Because all that shit started happening, so they weren't really... So yeah, the ball started rolling in World War I. For Israel.
Under Wilson.
Under Wilson, yeah. Anyway, there's that little tidbit.
A lot ties back into that.
Mm-hmm.
Into that presidency, the things that happened, and the fact that, however, 10 men decided to purposely crash the economy just to see what the fuck was going to happen. And out of that came all these sweeping changes. It's
well, after that, I mean, that's when the huge the Great Depression and shit happened, right? Like they were
because literally those bankers wanted to see what would happen if they fucked around with the market. Mm-hmm. They caused it, absolutely caused it, and then after that, forced through the Federal Reserve to say, well, this will stop it from ever happening again, even though they were the ones that fucking caused the whole thing. That's the crazy shit. It was the first false flag.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that the currency that we use now isn't even currency, so technically it's valueless.
Yeah, it is.
Which is one of the reasons our economic system is as sick as it is, because we use a currency that has no value.
Which
so
is why
basically,
Bitcoin's going through the roof.
yeah, because everybody's playing with pretend money. The only people that have any actual money of value are like really the super elite wealthy, because they have access to things like gold and all the things that we no longer have access to. Because look at, they took us coming up off the gold standard, the creation of the Federal Reserve, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like basically handing the keys to the global economy to the bankers, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something though. Doesn't gold have an artificial value applied to it also?
It would have to. We give it value.
Well, yeah, because we give it value.
Uh-huh.
So I'm playing devil's advocate here. I happen to agree with you, but the one thing yes.
I see what you're saying, because we give the paper money that we use, we give it its prescribed value by endorsing its use and continuing to use it. So we say that it has value.
Under false pretense.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can print more paper money, but I can't print any more gold. That's I think kind of the thing. It means that while gold has a foundation in reality, the paper money we use is basically, it's imaginary, because it creates imaginary debt too. How can we have debt like the national deficit and everything else when we literally could print our own money? Who cares? You get what I'm saying? That's why it's monopoly money. It's like when you're short and you can't pay the rent for going around Park Place or Park Avenue and all that. If you're playing the banker, you can just borrow from the pretend money to pay the pretend debt with nothing. But gold doesn't work that way, because its foundation is real. It's an actual thing.
Finite.
Yeah, and it's finite. So I think that gives it a level of genuine value that paper money doesn't actually have. And I think that's also the reason globally as a culture, we have an incredibly unhealthy relationship with our personal money and the money that exists within the economies of the societies we live in.
Yeah.
So
the very weird thing too is that the person that holds the debt, the person that's getting paid on the debt that the interest is owed to, is also the ones that have the power to print the money. So they print money to then pay themselves off.
Yeah.
That's like China own like all our debt or some shit. Like,
yeah, I think they own a lot of our debt.
Yeah.
China owes a lot of government bonds, but ultimately all of that, a lot of that is mostly owed to the Federal Reserve. I have to brush back up on this, but China definitely owns a lot of government bonds. Mm-hmm. But the government issues bonds to try and then pay back their debt to the Federal Reserve. And it's this cycle that just keeps going.
Personally, Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was done. I was just about done.
I was just going to say, I've always kind of thought that it's somewhat ridiculous when you really sit back and you look at the system that we have in place and the underneath side of it, because the reality is, if any country's government legitimately in power, we'll just leave some of the crazier governments out for a minute, but if they just decided there was no debt, there could be no debt, they're all in control of the money.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems crazy to me to talk about our economical system or our economic health in a way where we're victimized by it. We can't be victimized by it. They control it. We control it. So it just seems odd to me. Like if they were so worried about the global economy and so concerned with those things, they could literally just wipe the slate and say, well, you know what, screw it. Let's globally, we'll agree to just start right here. And that would be that.
If they do that, though, the dollar is removed as the gold,
It would have to be.
currency.
Oh,
the
yeah.
global
Yeah,
currency.
it would have to be.
And we personally, as American, well, anyone that uses the dollar would then absolutely lose purchasing power. The dollar would lose in value. So prices would skyrocket.
I kind of suspect at some point that's kind of what they want to do, but they'll do it as a remedy. They'll say it will fix everything, and that's when we're going to end up with a one world currency, and one world government will be like half a step behind that.
I mean, I think you got to there's a lot of countries that would fight against that.
Oh, I think so.
I think
do
that's
notice
part of the reason why Russia's vilified so much is that they would be strongly against that.
Yeah, well, look at every single country that has opposed having any of those big bankers move into their country. Look at what has happened to their geopolitical situation. How those countries have been subsequently destabilized to a point where they're kind of forced to let the big bankers in. That's happened in a lot of places. Wasn't
wasn't Libya one of them? And
I was just gonna say Libya was one of them. Shoot, I almost want to kind of say that. Wait, Cuba. I think Cuba was.
Wait.
For a while
I zoned
too,
out. What are you guys talking
wasn't
about?
It?
Bricks? No, you're not talking about bricks.
No, not BRICS.
The countries that are refusing to buy into the global currency, the U.S. dollar run world, essentially.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you remember who they were?
Oh, man. Fuck no. It's probably some...
I want to say there were 4 of them.
I want to, I kind of want to say, I would have to look it up, but I want to say Cuba was one of them because I think one of the problems, one of the issues with Castro was over something to do with the bigger banks and the gold standard, or him wanting to keep his country on the gold standard or something. I might be wrong because I you know how that is when you're researching. Sometimes you've read so many things that it just all kinds of runs together.
Yes, that is very much so. But I'm almost positive Libya was, or they were. I don't know if they still are.
Wasn't that? I want to say that it had something also to do with the situation that took place that started to take place in Croatia in the 80s, but I can't remember if it's connected to that or if it came after that in other areas in the Eastern Europe.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. I honestly just can't remember. I have read so much about it in the last couple of months that's why I said to you earlier, as well, don't make me look at real research. I will have to open files.
God, I can't find this.
I can't remember where I heard that, or it was definitely something like that.
I want to say I first heard part of it from a Jim Marrs lecture.
Mm.
And that's what sparked my interest in it. And I had started doing some research on it. But you know how it is, real life, work, responsibilities, you got to set things aside. And so I just haven't had a chance to get back to it. But I do think it might have been in a Jim Mars presentation, when he was discussing the banking system and the difference between Semites and Jews, and some other, you know, if you're familiar with any of his work, some of the other things, his topics, yeah.
Any
Jim
luck, Grim?
Mars. R.I.P. Jim Mars. I can't find anything.
All right.
Yep, couldn't find nothing. That's probably information they don't want to put in like the first 5 pages of Google. Because once those countries start dropping like flies, it'd make people a little fishy. That was the whole thing with Libya and Iraq and everything. Like, all of them, they didn't want to go onto the petrodollar. So it's just, let's fuck them up. Oh. A lot of blood is going to have to be shed. What happened, Mike?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just rambling about bloodshed.
I was just going to say, where's our mainstream media reporting on this? This is a cool story. This is a story that should be there.
Mm-hmm. Nope. They will never.
And they have the audacity to say we're the idiots for not listening to them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's all fucking manipulation. Mind control and manipulation.
Well, if there was any such thing still existing as journalistic integrity, we would be hearing the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all just read a script. All it is. They get there's no more like investigative journalists. They just get their stories off of rehashed internet websites. You know,
yeah, and I'm not saying there aren't actual war correspondents, but there are at least an equal, if not greater, number of them that I'm sure that are reading those in front of a green screen on a soundstage.
Oh yeah.
So, you know.
Yep.
Because what is it like? How many crises in a row now? I mean, so many I've lost count.
Yeah. Oh, what did I just read today that they're looking for crisis actors? Oh, what town was that? I saw it on Twitter and I saved the picture just in case it disappears. Here it is. Get paid $475 to assist the Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Texas National Guard in Oklahoma City as a casualty role player the week of October 30th through November 2nd.
Oh, we should save that and see if anything happens during that week that becomes...
Yep.
Yeah, because, you know, or even shortly thereafter.
Yeah, which I mean, like, dude, I guarantee it's just people trolling when they put up crisis actor, things like that. But
I think so too a lot of the time, but you never know.
Right. I don't think they're going to be that sloppy.
That's what the Illuminati does, Mike. They put it right in front of our face.
Yeah, because look, I mean, we're more prone not to see what's right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are literally conditioned our entire lives to look for the things that are hidden.
We already said, no, that's too obvious. That's got to be bullshit. Like,
yeah,
that's what they... Yeah.
We're still going to pay attention. If something happens now, then I will be a believer. And somebody was just that sloppy.
I don't know. Flop City.
Well, there are white hats everywhere as there are black hats everywhere. So, you know, you kind of have to grain of salt all that.
Oh. Oh, Graham, what's up?
Who's in?
Grambo.
Graham.
What's up, Graham?
As he stares at the phone with confusion. Roll a cell phone check, Graham.
He rolled a 1.
He rolled a 1. Critical fail.
Rolled a 1.
Oh, I need some real dice. I whiffed so many times fighting that ogre last night.
Yeah, you
Couldn't
do
do
need
it.
real dice, dude.
Dude, they're
There's
cursed.
no substitute. No
It's the
substitute for
digital
real
dice are
dice.
cursed. Like I was watching Killendel's rolls in the Dice channel today. And
I
dude,
saw that.
They were crap. Like he got a couple of good rolls, but most of them were just crap. And that's what I get. Dumpster rolls.
Ones and twos.
Dude, there was a lot.
What?
Or at least twos.
What is D&D? 20-sided die, 12-sided, 6-sided?
All of the above.
All of the above. Wow.
Well, yeah, because you have different dice for hit points and damage, but a D20 is standard for skill checks and saving throws and attack rolls.
Okay.
So it's considered a D20 game.
Got
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you guys, we should have like crazy guest players. Like we should get other podcasters from other shows to come. Like we get Dave Cruz from Beyond the Strange to
Just
come
to
and
fill
play
in.
D&D. Yeah,
That'd be
come and do a
awesome.
fill-in night with us.
Like
That'd be
Harmon
fun.
Quest. Yes.
Yeah, like,
Ah,
So you were watching that, James? You were watching that Harmon Quest?
oh yeah, I'll probably watch another one tonight before I fall asleep.
Dude,
I
they're good.
just watched two of them yesterday. The first two from season 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay. I
pretty
haven't
good.
made it. I'm not on season 2 yet.
Is there a season 1? Oh wait, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
there
I
would be.
guess.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
We just started
Wow.
on season 2. That's how we do it.
Just totally failed my own intelligence
Yeah.
check there. Ooh, bad DM. You can go straight to the stocks.
How do you
That
get
would
season
suck,
1
dude.
on that?
Oh, Graham, what's up?
Hey guys, how do you get season 1 on that?
We know a guy.
I know a guy.
Can Jerry send like links
Yeah, he could hook you up.
for people that don't like tour and shit, or like?
Yeah. Talk to Jerry. Jerry will
Okay.
give you the magic.
Yeah,
All right.
it's got all of them on there.
He'll teach you how to computer.
Uh huh.
That's what he does.
Yeah, that's what it does. Jerry, teach me how to.
Teach me how to
Oh,
DM.
Jerry. Jerry, you're so smart. Jerry, teach me laugh. We give him a lot of crap, you guys.
That's great. He didn't even play with us last night. Just hung out. Didn't even play. He didn't even have his character sheet done or anything.
He'll make up for it. You watch Monday, he's gonna be like role playing till his eyes fall out, just like raw,
no, I can't wait.
half orc barbarian it up. I'm waiting for the barbarian rage after seeing Harmon Quest.
Yes.
But like, I hope Jerry's is at least comparable. There better be a dance or something, or maybe some like half orc barbaric twerking of doom. I don't know.
Role played out. Want to see that Torque of Doom?
Don't worry, Jer. We'll put you on a green screen. It'll be good.
Yes.
We're terrible.
I'm pretty excited about tomorrow night because we're.
I am too.
Everybody's all ready. We can just dive right into story.
And how's
Very
this?
good.
You know where we left off last week? Where you guys are at the kind of the end of your day. You're at the celebration feast. So you're going to be boarding the boat in the morning. So what happens at night before you get on the boat? I wrote down 7 different things, and I'm just going to roll a die
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
to see where the story goes.
Oh yeah. Adventure night.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love that.
We might even have combat. Actually, I'm hoping we have combat.
I
Oh,
hope.
man.
But like, you will have to fight to stay alive.
We have our Mastercraft weapons.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't taking that stuff away. I was honest. I just didn't want you to waste money that you didn't need to waste.
That's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah.
See, we just want to be playing D&D right now.
No.
That's the problem.
I know.
I know, I can feel it. I'm like sitting here thinking through scenarios and stuff, going, oh, wait, I could give you guys this. And
Let's just get a random encounter going right now.
Everybody roll initiative.
Roll d20.
Except you have the phone of doom.
No.
Yeah,
What's the phone
you'll
of
roll
doom?
crappy. It is if it rolls crappy for you, man. You need real dice, Grib.
I do. I desperately need real dice. Oh,
Might have to hit up one of the magic stores.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a few around here. I know that. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's any kind of comic shop would have them too.
right. There's plenty of those too.
Oh, plenty.
See,
Failed.
there was a disturbance in his geek sense.
Yeah.
And he showed up to play.
Yeah, he's like, wait, did somebody just say random encounter? Roll initiative, did I hear?
I felt the vibration of the cosmic dice. You know, it was like gamer sense went off.
From a show to a D&D show.
No, we're just
BSing. Bit of everything, yeah. It's a little bit of everything.
Wait. I can fix it. I know how to fix it. Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar.
That's all you gotta say.
That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta
Bob
say.
Lazar.
Bob Lazar is like the safe word to exit back into the realm of crazy rabbit holes and conspiracy theories.
Graham, you guys should get
Imagine
Bob Lazar
that.
on. Have
It's
you guys
the
ever
safe word.
Have you guys ever tried to get Bob Lazar on, Graham?
No, not really, man. No, he barely made it to the UFO Congress a couple of years ago. Like, I think those guys, and he had to be like sort of chaperoned by Lee or whatever his name is, George Knapp. So
George Knapp, right?
There's no chance of getting him on. But.
Right.
I still feel like I gotta do work on my character. Like I want to write out in big fucking print, like all my like classes and stats, because I feel like I just fucking can't keep track of it all. You know what I mean? Like from
you just
fucking
you need a separate
base attack and armor class, like in one big sheet. Like,
are you driving reverse in a truck, Graham?
No, sorry. There's a
no, that's
fucking...
fine.
Oh, I thought it was failed.
Just chatting and driving backwards the whole time.
No, you can't hear my alarm. I don't have a backup alarm on mine.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, you just need a separate sheet of paper, Graham, to have everything written out, dude. Because I got a little notebook that I write everything else down in. Because otherwise, the paper just gets so cluttered. That's what you need.
Yeah, totally. But it needs to be like just everything written and listed. Like, here's my base attack, base blah blah blah, and then for all these different scenarios, you add this, and this. Like, otherwise, I'm flipping through fucking a million things.
Yeah, your OCD, you gotta feed it. You need everything.
Yeah,
organized.
totally. But yeah, I know, totally. Because otherwise, I feel like I'm missing something. You know, like
we are definitely going to be a not safe for work gaming stream.
No, absolutely not.
How long do you think it'll go?
Honestly, I think on Monday nights, I really am going to endeavor to keep us within our 3-hour playtime because like my Tuesdays are crazy busy. So,
right.
What time are we starting, by the way?
7 p.m. Mountain.
Oh, so 9. All right.
9 you.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's important too. I think that's important too. Like that we kind of try and stay focused and play, and then like, you know, and because it is, I can't really go much more than 10 either. Like 7 to 10 is pretty much like max for me too, really.
Yeah, that's
cool.
That gives me a window for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just gonna be nice because everybody's pretty much set up now, so we'll be able to actually just like go and just get playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we decide to game an extra night somewhere where all of us have an opening in our schedules,
definitely.
So we could just throw in an extra game here and there if we're available. But I kind of like the idea that we're going to do it on a set night for a set amount of time. You know,
you could easily, you could write some decent 3-hour stories.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like it because it gives me that time in between. Because there's weirdly a lot of, if you've never done it before, there's actually a lot of stuff that goes into the DMing,
dude, I couldn't even imagine. Just like when we were doing shit last night and I just heard you just rolling dice, and then you would say something. And I'm just like, I don't know what any of that meant. Like, I could tell it was like this many people and this amount. Like, you have dice correspondence to all of it. Like, there's just so much shit.
Well, like, I like to use the dice a lot. Not that I don't like to steer the story some. But like I said, for me, that whole gaming thing, it's such a cooperative process for me. It needs to stay as organic as possible. And I find that certain types of menial decision making, I really like to leave to the dice as much as possible, because it adds that element that isn't me making a decision,
Right.
So
the randomness, just like the world.
yeah, I like
Yes.
that.
Well, awesome.
I like the fact that you guys are already like, I dig that you guys have this whole camaraderie thing already going. You
Yeah.
helped each other with your character. I have to tell you seriously, as a GM, you guys have probably been the most self-sufficient, helpful, not bugging me players I have ever had.
Dude, Nomad's a goddamn guru. Like, I didn't know he knew so much shit about it,
Dude.
and he's been.
I didn't
dude,
either. I was really grateful for his help. Did you guys
Yeah.
know he's agreed to run Sidelight
Yeah,
Adventures,
yeah,
so
I
I
heard you
get to
guys
play
talking
too.
about that. That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm kind of jazzed about it.
Yeah, dude, that's.
I think that's the cool thing about it is we have a group and we can do like little sidelines.
Yep.
Where
Yeah.
just went on a whim for an hour or two for fun, and then you can play and we can have maybe even different characters eventually, but we keep the main
Yeah,
the main one on Monday nights, and then people can do something like sporadically, at
Yeah.
other times.
Yeah, today we played for like 4 hours.
Yeah, dude, you guys were going.
I missed that. Oh
That
my
was the
God.
whole time you were
Yeah,
working, pretty
I
much.
I missed most of that too. So
I was just listening in on them fighting
Were
skeletons and
you
shit. Fuck.
online or what? Were you just doing it?
I was driving back from Saskatoon in a loud truck, and I was just listening to them fucking lob off skeleton heads and stuff.
Yeah, because
Pretty
it was
funny.
just on Discord. So, yeah, the Discord chat's good for that. It doesn't eat up a lot of bandwidth.
Oh, Discord. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So can
The
I hop in
chat,
just
yeah.
one of these days?
Yeah,
Of
sure,
course.
Mike. Definitely.
absolutely.
Good times.
More the merrier.
Good times.
He could be play by play.
There we go.
Yeah, you could be like our scribe, Mike. You could write down everything that happens.
Oh my God.
Sounds like a lot of work.
There you go. That was my idea, was to just come in every once in a while and listen to everybody. But then I listened
And
to
you're
them
like-
setting up the character and then the first little bit of the story, and I'm like, fuck that. I want in on this shit. I can't. If you listen, you're gonna want
Get
in.
hooked.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. It is fun.
Yeah. I needed to do it. So I needed to try it, and now I'm like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
This is
man,
what
you're
I
all
wanna
jazzed
do.
up.
Which-
4 hours.
Yeah, it's so good to have you in the group, Phil. That's awesome. Fuck.
Yeah, it is. It's really great.
It's such a
American.
creative thing because it's like about dice, but a creativity as well. Like, it's such a good mix of coming up with your own shit, and then also just having the fucking chance of the dice too. You know, like you can fucking
Imagination.
fall on your face or
Like, you can, there's a room. Explore the room with your mind. Like, what do you want to do? You want to look at the floor? Do you want to find pebbles? Do you want to, there's the opportunities are endless of what you can think about doing.
Yep.
And
It
then
is.
the dice make it so that, you're either
The game of chance.
really good or really bad at it. Or something in the middle. No, I'm excited for this. This is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. D&D.
I'm watching hockey fights like a good Canadian.
Hockey fights, not even a hockey game, just the fights.
Well, it's the
Hey,
50
Adam,
best of the NHL right now. Go for it.
do you have any preference on whether we, like, when we're rolling our D20 and even our other ones, that we say what roll we roll, or do you want us to say what we added it all up to and do the final count?
Well, you should note your role, but honestly, again, it's that thing where you can do basic math. I just need to know whether you failed or saved, So honestly, in game, when we're doing a combat round, what I'm looking for to hear from you as the GM is that final number, your roll plus your bonuses and your final number.
Do you think for us players it matters what we do? Like, would we learn more if we say the roll and add all the bonuses after, or does it even matter? Like,
That's what we
It
were
doesn't
doing.
matter. You still have to. I mean, you can if you want to. It doesn't actually matter. It's semantics, whichever way you're most comfortable with, because you're a returning player. James is new, so if you want to roll your d20 and say, "Oh, look, I rolled a 16, and I've got a," like, say you're doing a reflex save, you get a dexterity of, say, 16, so you get a bonus 3, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be, because I don't have the book open.
right?
So if you need to say it out loud to add it up to keep the math straight in your head, do that. That's fine. The only number I really need to hear from you is the result, which in this case would be a 19.
Yeah.
So, whichever way is fine. I don't really get all too caught up in that.
Well,
that
it's not
part
just
of it.
about you either. I was just wondering in general for us learning about each other as characters and stuff too.
Well, that's why I was saying, if it works for
Yeah.
you guys, then
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that I started saying, like, D20 is 16 plus 3 plus, and now I'm just like 27, 32, 15.
Yeah. Unless you roll a 20 right off the bat.
Then I'm gonna say 20 critical.
Yeah.
Or 1, or every time I roll a 1, I'm just like, oh, great! I'm probably going to hammer my foot to the floor right now. I rolled a 1.
I kind of let those, critical fumbles, I kind of really let them be very situational.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had been, like, last night, James was going to throw his knife.
Yeah.
If you had been like lunging instead of throwing it, I might have made you fall on your knife with a critical 1, but I kind of liked that it fell like a stone. Poof. It was good.
Yeah.
So when I'm driving, can you guys hear all the noises outside, or is it not that bad?
It's not that bad. It's not like mine. My truck is a decibel level of, like,
Yeah.
So you're gonna hear my truck rumbling the whole time.
What are you using for a mic while you're driving? Because it is really quiet for driving.
This is just Bluetooth.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
To your stereo?